Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Hold the applause. Hold the applause. This is Seventh Period Podcast, and I go by the name of Ghost. And as always, my co-host, Mr. Sanders.
What's happening?
So, today, we're going to be talking about a very interesting topic.
Yeah.
Something that definitely people from our generation will definitely remember. And one basketball. Give it up for and one basketball. This was definitely pretty big during our time.
Yeah.
Like, definitely changed. Definitely, honestly, it really came at the right time. Because, you know, the NBA was still kind of trying to find its way without Jordan. And it really, the NBA really wasn't that exciting after Jordan left. To me, at least. I don't know. What do you think?
I disagree. It was definitely exciting.
I don't think it really was. I mean, it was pretty lame to me still. I mean, because it was just like trying to figure. Because I don't know. You pretty much had to like find your way again in the NBA. Like, because I mean, they didn't really have like any like standout players to me, and I don't know. It was weird during that time. But yeah, so we're gonna be talking about and one basketball. So this came out in 1993. It was founded in 1993. It started off as a graduate school project partnership between Jay Gilbert and Seth Berg and Tom Austin. You know, this brand just started just basically they were just selling T-shirts out of their trunk. You know, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Very, I mean, smart to do because I think the dude, the FUBU guy, he was just selling, I remember he was talking about that clothesline. He just printed up like 5 T-shirts and was just selling 5 T-shirts and something like that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Gotta start somewhere.
Yeah, but they were just selling T-shirts basically just out of the back of the trunk. You know, and they basically, you know, they were catering to like basketball, you know, because like most of the T-shirts they would have like gonna have basketball phrases on it and stuff like that. So you know they were doing that,
Yeah,
and
that dude on the T-shirts, man, he was disrespectful, wasn't he?
huh?
I said that dude on the T-shirt, he was disrespectful when some of his phrases.
Oh, yeah. I mean, were you talking about N1?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was some interesting stuff he had on there, and it was fun. Apparently, like after their second year in business, they had already made it to Foot Locker. That's definitely doing a really good job.
That's a hell of a grind right there.
Yeah, like your second year of business, and you're already in a chain store like that. You know that I think that's pretty rare. Yeah. I mean, you definitely got to be out there putting work in.
Mm-hmm.
So you know the second year they're already in Foot Locker, and you'll never guess who was their first spokesman for And1 basketball.
Who?
Your boy.
Who?
Mr. Staten Island. Not Staten Island. I think that's where he's from. Stephon Marbury. He was the first one.
Yeah. Coney Island.
Yeah, Coney Island.
Yeah.
I thought it was Staten Island.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many islands up there. You get confused really easy. But yeah, you know, he wore their first pair of shoes because really they were only doing T-shirts, but then they kind of started getting into different things because I mean, which is always a good idea to get into shoes, especially basketball shoes because people run through though. You can't have a good pair of basketball shoes for too long.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, that was in 1996 when he became their first spokesman. And then in 1998, something special happened. They got their first highlight tape from Rafer Alston, a.k.a. Skip to My Lou. Yeah. Give it up for him. And just to give a little bit of background about Rafer Alston, Skip to My Lou, he pretty much had a pretty solid stint in the NBA. Yeah. You know, on some very good teams. I remember him on that Rockets team. Yeah. Was he on that Rockets team when they won like 22 games in a row?
Yeah, he was on the team. I remember, I remember doing that run. Him and Rondo was about to fight each other like 10 seconds into the game.
I don't know if Rondo went through with Rafer. Rafer from I don't know where he's from. He's from somewhere in New York.
He plays like it.
Yeah, and then yeah, he had a pretty good stint. He was on that Magic team that got to the finals, which he got screwed over by Stan Van Gundy, which obviously shows how good of a coach Stan Van Gundy is.
Yeah, remember when he slapped the shit out of Eddie House?
Yeah, I remember when he almost got in that fight with old boy from the Lakers, Vujacic.
Yeah, I remember that.
He was like he's starting to. Or started rolling on him at the end of the game, just hitting all the moves on him. And Vujacic just got frustrated and fouled him, and he pointed right at Vujacic.
Yeah. And that's the thing, though. It's like, yeah, he did it in that moment, but he never really pulled out the and-one moves too much in the league.
Well, he kind of, like, when he first came in the league, like, he kind of would, like, bust him out a little bit, but I think he wanted to be really considered, like, a for real baller. Yeah, because, I mean, we obviously see how White Chocolate got, or, Jason Williams. How it was for him. Like, people can see it's because people give him so much credit for doing all the moves, but it never translated to winning.
Not at all. He got traded for Mike Bibby, and then they went to the conference finals.
Yeah, which I don't know if the Kings ever. I think the most they did was get to like the semifinals.
Yeah,
and I mean, of course, get blitzed by whoever they faced in the semifinals. But
they got swept by the Lakers. Yeah.
But I remember Kenny Smith even said that. They're like, yeah, honestly, like Rafer Alston probably could have blended those two styles like the best. Mm-hmm. But anyway, getting back to the topic. 98, they got their first tape from Rafer Alston, who he was at Fresno State at that time too.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in college during that time. They get their first tape from him. They don't really do anything with it either. Like, that was kind of a weird thing. And then in 1999, they started shooting their first like series of commercials, and like the two of the players that they had it was Rex Chapman and Daryl Armstrong.
That's so random.
Yeah.
Rex Chapman?
Yeah. Like,
could he even dribble?
Rex Chapman wasn't too bad, for real. Like, people forget how decent he was.
Yeah, but
he lit up Jordan for 40, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that he's trash. It's just
yeah, so it is a random one. Like, out of all the people, like Rex Chapman. But whatever. Okay. But yeah, needless to say, it was very unsuccessful. the commercials they had. So that same year, they decided to finally do something with those tapes that they got of Rafer Alston. So they started putting them out everywhere. And it just went crazy. Yeah, it went crazy. Then after that, they started getting actually some big names to sign with And1. They had Latrell Sprewell. Apparently, I never realized KG was kind of.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of sneaker companies, but yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then later on, Jamal Crawford.
Did they ever have Vince Carter?
Well, I was gonna get to that. He Vince Carter had their most famous shoe.
Yeah.
The Tai Chi. And he wore that in the dunk contest.
Yeah, I remember that, man. I want a pair of them shoes so bad.
Yeah, because they were so crazy. Because like they were just like half was one color, then the other half was just like white or or black or whatever color it was gonna be. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I remember him wearing those shoes, and I was just like, wow, like that kind of threw people off.
Yeah.
But so with all of that, happening, started leading to very, very good success for them. So I have to ask you one thing: is who was your favorite who was the first street ball player you heard about?
Street ball,
I guess, or the And1 player that you heard about first.
Well, it's gotta be Hot Sauce.
Yeah, I was about to say that was the first one.
Was the one guy that everybody used to always talk about.
Yeah, like he was the first one that I remember, like people were talking about. Because I remember, being in the computer lab at school, and like, man, people would be like, man, you check out this video of this dude. His name's like Hot Sauce or something. and just like they show all like him playing games and stuff like that, which I don't think he was even on an N1 at that time.
Yeah.
But I remember he was like the first one really people like were talking about it. Like, do you remember what you like how you felt when you first saw saw him? I guess saw a video of him.
Well, first thing I was thinking, I was just like, wow, like this dude kind of looks like AI, and he's just doing all types of just crazy stuff with the ball right now. Like I couldn't believe what I was seeing. First time I seen it, I was just like, wow, this dude's really talented.
Yeah, it was just like you really just didn't think people could do that with
Yeah.
basketball. Like, you're just like, what?
Yeah, it's like, because I remember, I don't know if you remember that one commercial of AI when he did like this move, like he did like this kind of crazy behind the back move in a commercial, and basically Hot Sauce was doing that in the games. You know what I'm saying? Doing type of moves like that in the games. It was just crazy just to see something like that.
He probably had it. I mean, because I remember people were comparing that.
Yeah,
I mean, they were so similar. Like, they both had braids. They were both black.
Basically, Hot Sauce basically just like if AI could just hoop without any rules.
Yeah, to an extent.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was definitely my first introduction to like kind of like that whole street ball genre. Because I mean, you really just didn't have like people really thinking like that. I mean, think you could do stuff on the court like that.
Yeah.
It was kind of wild to like see that. You're like, oh wow.
Yeah, and that kind of transferred over to the NBA. You know, you had players like Steve Francis. I know you remember that.
Highlight,
that highlight against Troy Hudson when he was just dribbling around and around and around, and then he finally shot the little floater.
Yeah. And then so, and one was had their mixtape coming out, or they started doing their mixtapes, and they got smart and were like, hey, let's take this on the tour. So what did A&1 do? They assembled a team of a bunch of street ball players, mostly from New York, because that's the quote-unquote mecca of basketball.
Yeah, which I definitely disagree with that.
But that's a different topic for another day. But, yeah, they assembled some pretty strong players. You had players like Main Event, Hot Sauce was on there. Skip to Malou, he was kind of in and out because he was doing the NBA thing too. So I mean, I'm sure NBA teams were like, "Yeah, motherfucker, you better not get your ass hurt."
Yeah.
And then Shane the Dribble Machine. You had Alamo, Half Man, Half Amazing.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. Prime Objective, the
Bad
Professor.
Santa.
Who?
Bad
Santa. Yeah. Baby Shaq.
Yep.
Helicopter. Air Up There. Like, man, Go Get It.
Yeah.
Sick With It. Spider. Oh man, there's just so many people. We can probably go on hours about
Escalade.
Yeah, that was Mark Jackson's brother.
Yeah.
And some of these guys actually had like serious basketball like behind them. Escalade, he played at Louisville for 4 years. Of course, Rafer Alston, he played at Fresno State, the NBA. I think Main Event, he said he got recruited to Rutgers by like Eddie George and Jeff Van Gundy, but he ended up I guess not going because Eddie George and Jeff Van Gundy ended up getting like coaching jobs in the NBA.
Oh.
Yeah. But
can't forget about Bad Santa. You said
he went to Georgetown, but he ended up getting I think kicked out or something like that. He got in trouble up there, but he ended up still going to Fresno State and doing pretty good up there. Most of those guys, some of those guys had some serious basketball. Oh yeah, I can't forget about AO.
Yeah.
Who you probably say? Who would you say is your favorite one?
Probably Bad Santa because he would always get them in line whenever they were just messing around and stuff. He's like, come on, let's win this game. He knew when to turn it on and when to turn it off, whereas some of them guys didn't.
Yeah, I probably say my favorite one is probably AO.
Yeah.
Cause I feel like his game could have probably translated the best to the NBA. I mean, I like Bad Santa, but he just didn't really do any moves.
Yeah, like he was the more serious one. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just straight to it. You know, he
Which
was
I
trying to get the
mean,
win.
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, let's keep it real. Nobody's going to an and one game for some serious basketball.
Yeah.
But I just think and one really just came out at a good time because like you just really started like it really started making basketball exciting again. Because it really, to me, I think it did.
Yeah.
Because you just didn't really see like NBA teams doing a bunch of stuff like that on the court
Nah, not at all. You know,
during that time. Like the really, to me, like at that point, like the only NBA players that were like really exciting to watch was like Vince Carter.
AI,
Yeah, AI.
Kobe.
Kobe. Kobe would do something nice, but it's like he wasn't like. I don't think people were like really like because he really hadn't made his name yet. Really, Kobe didn't start blowing up to like that second championship.
Yeah.
But yeah, really like and then you kind of had like Steve Francis and Stephon Marbury.
Yeah,
They kind of
Baron Davis.
Yeah, Baron Davis. He came in.
Yeah, you know, like that, like I was saying earlier, the and one style. They kind of, you know, the people like AI and Stephon Marbury. They tried to implement a little bit of that into the NBA. You know, sometimes when they would go ISO with players,
Oh yeah,
try to embarrass them a little bit.
definitely.
I know it drove the coaches crazy because it's like, man, you can dribble out 20 seconds of the damn clock.
Well, as long as they scored, they probably weren't too upset about it. But yeah, definitely. Well, and then also you got Jason Williams. He was pretty exciting.
Oh yeah, Jason Williams. Definitely.
Yeah, aka White Chocolate.
Mm-hmm.
Even though it didn't translate to wins, but.
Well, well, shit. All the players we just named off, none of their styles really translated to wins. Honestly.
Well, Iverson, you can make a case for him.
Yeah, but he still can't run out though.
But so after and one acquired this team, they were like, let's take this on the road. And thus comes the mixtape tours. You
Classic.
know, yeah, which they even were smart about it because they got to deal with ESPN to like show this on TV, which is, at that time getting TV money. That's big money.
Yeah.
Because that's when people were actually still like having cable and watching TV.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like now where everything's streamed.
Yeah.
But that was a big deal. And these tours, they lasted from 2002 to 2008. That's a lot of years, a lot of money.
Yeah. Basically my whole middle school, high school years.
Yeah, did you used to watch the tours?
Oh yeah, I used to watch tours all the time.
Yeah,
I loved it.
I remember the first one I got introduced to was the 03 tour.
Yeah,
and they did it smart too, because they would do it during the summertime.
Yeah, nobody got nothing to do.
Yeah, so and they did pretty good, at those arenas. Granted they weren't like selling out like whole arenas, but having like the whole lower like section of the arena filled, like,
yeah,
that's pretty good.
Yeah, those and1 games are pretty intense, man. Yeah, I remember when we was, I think I was either in high school or middle school. They actually came to Hoptown High. You go to that game?
Yeah, I was at that game. Yeah, because it was hot sauce, white chocolate, not Jason Williams white chocolate, but the other white chocolate.
Yeah. You talking about the professor?
No, there's white chocolate, there's professor.
I don't remember white chocolate.
I don't see how you can forget him. He was the only white dude that was on the court.
I thought Professor was the white dude.
Nah, there was white chocolate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which honestly he's probably better. Oh, if you remember that show that they had on MTV, that Streetball Show, it was like a streetball tournament, and what was his name? Pee Wee Kirkland.
Yeah,
he was the host of it. White chocolate was on that show. You might not remember the show. It was a show that only was on one season, but
that must have been on Spike TV or something.
No, it was on MTV.
I was on MTV.
Because I remember I used to watch it all the time.
Oh, okay.
Because MTV was trying to jump on the street ball bandwagon at that time.
Yeah.
Which I think a lot of people were, but yeah, I remember he was one of the people who came out. I think Baby Shaq was one of them that was in Hoptown. Those are the ones I remember. I can't remember how many people they brought with them, but yeah, it was that was something very interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
it.
how was the experience? Did you like it, or was it not, was it? It wasn't what I thought it was gonna be.
No, it was good. Like it was like definitely, pretty. I thought it was pretty badass. To see them like up close.
Yeah.
Instead of just having to see them on TV. I mean, granted, it wasn't like the And1 squad, but it was cool to see Hot Sauce here.
Mm-hmm.
I think they had an autograph signing after, but I was like, yeah, I'm not trying to wait in that line.
Yeah, I know that line was long.
Yeah.
Bro. Yeah, Hot Sauce was definitely that dude.
But getting back to the tour, yeah, definitely the 03 was my first time seeing the tour because it was just so crazy just seeing that like on TV, like, and they made it even like cooler like when they had the tour because they like gave out a contract for whoever could last on the tour. That was I thought that was pretty cool. Shoot, get people's hoop dreams up.
Yeah.
It was just always funny, like watching the tour. Like these dudes, like they just be like basically just like a lot of them kind of be bitching about like, oh man, I'm just trying to get my shot in the NBA. And it's like, dude, it's probably not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like I don't think any NBA team's gonna take you seriously right now.
Nah, definitely not. Nah.
Yeah, like it's like you're like freaking sitting there carrying like the whole time.
Yeah, that was and let's get into that. Let's get into the negatives of the And1 Impact. Playing pickup ball
Atrocious.
Yeah, definitely was atrocious. Nobody was looking to pass. Everybody was just going out trying to get theirs. Nobody really was even focused on really scoring, just trying to see what kind of moves they can use to embarrass their man. And it was just that was the negative impact of the
it definitely stopped having people learn the fundamentals.
Exactly. People did not want to learn the fundamentals anymore. People just want to get straight to the just crazy stuff. Like I remember what was it, Boondocks? They made fun of And1 on that one episode with Riley. He was like, man, you just can't go out there and do all that crazy stuff. You actually got to practice.
Practice?
Yeah.
We talking about practice.
Yeah, he could do everything. He could dribble all day. Riley, like, he could dribble all day, but he couldn't shoot.
Which, yeah, some of those guys, they actually, like, because some of those guys, like I said before, had some real, like, basketball, in their background or, in their resume. And, like a lot of them, like, they wouldn't even really pick. Like, I remember, I think Prime Objective, he was doing an interview on there one time. He was just like, people come to see us for the tricks, but, when we're doing the contract thing, he's like, honestly, I wanted to see first that you can actually play basketball.
Yeah.
Because forget all the tricks. If you can't really play basketball, we don't really need y'all to tour.
Yeah, I mean, we sit up and talk about Hot Sauce and how cool it was to see him do his stuff, but he did a whole lot of carrying.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much all of them did.
Yeah,
but it pretty much like to me, the way I looked at them, they were basically just I guess kind of a quote unquote hood version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I would say that was like a souped up Harlem Globetrotters.
Well, I guess you could say a hip hop version of the Harlem Globetrotters.
Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Cause I mean, they were that, but they took the game a little bit more serious. Like the games meant a little bit more.
Well, yeah, they weren't playing the Washington Generals every game. The longest win. I think they have the longest winning streak of all time against one team. Yeah. I think, or the greatest. Yeah, they have the greatest win percentage because I think literally they've only lost one time to the Washington Generals.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that was probably a fluke. I'm sure the people that went to go see that game were pissed when they left.
Yeah.
Hey, I remember an episode on The Simpsons when Krusty was like getting real bad, getting in debt with like the mafia, and they're like, I guess his accountant was like, you can't make you need to stop making bets, like this is getting ridiculous, and so he's like, all right, and then the next time they see each other, he's just like, Krusty, like you made a bet. Like you lost this bet. Like why would you go against betting for the Harlem Globetrotters against the Washington Generals? He's like, what? I thought they were due for one. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like those games are rigged. But that's one thing I did like about that. Like they really like played like people from like every city they went to. They played like real people.
Yeah.
Like,
and it wasn't bullshit neither. Vince Carter was at one of those games. He played one of those games.
yeah, people didn't realize like they actually had NBA players like in some of those games too. Because I know Larry Hughes would show up pretty often.
AI showed up at one. Steve Francis, Kobe.
I don't know if they actually played him. Well, yeah, I think you're thinking more like the Rutgers stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'm just talking about like strictly and one.
Oh yeah.
But
yeah, Kobe was at the.
Yeah, he was at Rutgers Park.
Yeah,
that's real street ball.
Yeah.
That's how Dr. J made his name at Rutgers Park.
I've seen some of them highlights. This shit was crazy.
Will Chamberlain would play there too.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, like a whole bunch, like tons of people like would play there. But, and I think and one they did a game there one time. They played Sham God. He played against them one time.
Sham God.
Yeah, one of the best crossovers.
Yeah, for real.
That crossover, man. Which people still, Kyrie Irving still busts it out.
Yeah, Kyrie. I've seen a lot of people bust it out. Kyrie Irving, Ginobili when he was playing, Westbrook.
That's one thing I kind of think and1 did too for like the players that we see nowadays. Like I think they, you can kind of see the impact that they had. I guess if some of these, because I'm sure like people like Kyrie and Steph Curry and James Harden and Kevin Durant and all of them like watch these players.
Yeah.
Watch some of these mixtape tours because I mean,
They try to figure out a way to legally pull these moves off.
Yeah, I mean, definitely
those moves were definitely illegal.
Definitely somebody like Kyrie Irving. I mean, because to me, I would say Kyrie Irving's got the best handles of all time.
Better than AI?
Hell yeah, AI. I wouldn't even put him in. I would say
what?
Yeah, I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put AI's handles up. AI was just quick. There's a difference. See, there's a difference between handles and being quick.
A lot of dudes buckle up though.
Yeah, but he's not like he might like he's doing a quick move. Like it's one thing like Kyrie's like for real breaking people down.
I've seen AI do the same thing.
Yeah, but he ain't doing it on like I wouldn't even like my top ones would be like Kyrie Irving's number one and then Isaiah Thomas, the real Isaiah Thomas.
Come on, bro.
Have you not seen
Isaiah? I've seen Isaiah Thomas, but over AI?
Yeah, like Isaiah Thomas was he would be breaking people down. AI I can't give him that. I mean, AI I never really saw it from AI.
Oh man, you gotta go watch some highlights.
I mean, I've seen his highlights and I mean, it just really wasn't. It really wasn't impressing me. Like AI was really just like one move and go. Like I just feel like AI's was really more on quickness, where like they were like I mean you see Kyrie Irving just breaking down like two people at once, like and then Isaiah Thomas too. I mean he was just burn people. But I think I would feel like some of these players get influenced by like what they saw with and1.
That's true.
Because I mean, you can't tell me that some of them didn't like watch these mixtape tours, just like just like we did. I mean, because they're all pretty much the same age as us.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely see the impact when you see Steph play, Kyrie play, all these different guys. Because, they, like you said, man, they breaking people down, going in and out of people,
Especially Steph Curry.
Yeah. Like, me and my friend was arguing about this today. He was like, man, the most overrated crossover is when Steph crossover Chris Paul. And he was like, he didn't cross him over. He stepped on his foot. No, he was falling before that even happened.
Yeah. I mean, Steph Curry be breaking people down. Yeah. Shoot, I mean, really, like Rudy Gobert, like, come on, man. He made you spin all the way around, like, and then that one, the one against Otto Porter, oh my God.
I don't remember that one.
Oh, you got to watch that one. This man crossed that man up so many times and just jaded in his face. And it was like, come on, man, you got to foul him. You can't let somebody just go to work on you like that.
Definitely, man.
That's the worst thing. But yeah, I mean the mixtape tours definitely were pretty cool to watch. Mm-hmm. I would have to say, it was something like different. Definitely something to watch on TV.
Yeah. I enjoyed it every summer. I would watch, man.
Oh yeah, that was like one of my highlights of the summer, making sure I didn't miss an episode.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, because of course they never come anywhere around here. The closest they came around here was Louisville,
Yeah.
which I'm surprised they never came to Nashville.
I don't think Nashville was really that popping like that back then. I don't think Nashville was really considered a major city like back then.
Well, Nashville's bigger than Louisville.
Yeah, but I don't think it's like a whole, like people really
I
thought Nashville was a city like that to really come do something like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just, Nashville's just so looked at so different now. Like it's
Well,
like,
they would go to Tampa.
huh?
They would go to Tampa. That's not really a basketball
Yeah,
city,
true.
or
Yeah, that's true.
But I mean, I guess, and hell, they would go to like places in Alabama. Like, come on now,
Yeah.
Alabama.
Yeah, I guess
No
they
diss
could-
Alabama.
I guess they could have came to Nashville, but back then I don't think Nashville was really on people's mind like that.
Okay, don't even get me started on Cleveland. Nah,
Yeah.
go joke. You'll know on it. You like it? You think Cleveland's cool?
Man, Joker Noah stay in his feelings, don't he?
Yeah. Hey, that was probably the best pre-game. One of the all-time, like, I'd probably put that in my top 3 of funniest, like, post-game
speeches.
interviews. Obviously, to me, Rasheed Wallace, I think, has to get number 1.
Yeah, both teams play hard.
Well, I'm trying to think of the other one. It was another really funny one. I can't even think of who it was now, but definitely, Rasheed Wallace would be number 1 because that both teams played hard.
Yeah.
Both teams played hard. Both teams played hard. Both teams played hard, my man.
What was another one?
But yeah, Joakim Noah, he was just like, you regret anything that you said about Cleveland? He's like, no. He's like, you like Cleveland? You think Cleveland's cool? He's like, I just never heard anybody say, hey, let's go to Cleveland for vacation.
I mean, he's definitely right. He's definitely right.
But back to the topic. But yeah, these tours were definitely something eventful to watch. It definitely was a part of your summer when you get out of school. And I mean, it was just smart marketing by like And1. I remember when they had their tour, I wanted one of the jerseys so bad.
For real?
Yeah.
Which one?
I really wanted the AO one because I thought it was just so unique having like the A and the O instead of actually having a number on there.
Mm-hmm.
It was just, I thought it was so, I wanted that jersey so bad. I actually been trying to find that jersey still.
Hey, you probably can't find it for a nice
Nope.
little ticket on eBay.
I've been trying. Can't find them.
Well, Fabulous or Drake will probably pop up with that. And,
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna start. They gonna start producing.
That's all it's going to take.
Yeah. That's what I was about to say. Like, And1, like, now it's considered like, cheap shit, because it's in Walmart or whatever. It wasn't looked at like how it's looked at now is not how it looked at back then. Like back then it was like a real brand up there with Nike and Adidas and stuff
I wouldn't say it was like up there with Nike.
I mean as far as like people just wearing it.
Like it's like pretty much like Nike and Adidas or like up there. I'd probably say it probably was hurting Reebok's pocket.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I mean Reebok.
Well, no. I'm not sure about that because they had AI. So
yeah, but AI was like the only thing they really had. Like
yeah.
Like if AI's not putting out a shoe, they really wish they got nothing. Because I remember And1 had some pretty nice shoes though.
Yeah, they did.
Like the Tai Chi, I mean that was very iconic.
Yeah.
The ones I really liked was the ones that I don't know if you ever looked at the shoes Chauncey Billups was wearing in the 04 playoff run.
I don't remember those.
Yeah, it was. I really wanted those. I really liked those. Those were some nice shoes. Cause Chauncey Billups, he was wearing them. Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace were wearing them during that time.
Okay.
Yeah, during that 04 championship run.
Oh, yeah, I do remember those. Yeah, because they kind of look like the Spreewells without the ring on the side, without the rim on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about now, yeah.
Yeah, because I really wanted those. But I could never find them anywhere. Like, I could never find them anywhere.
Yeah.
Or I think I may have found them like once, but they were like in a weird ass color, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm not buying these in that color." So I just kind of like skipped over it. But I mean, they did have some pretty decent shoes. You know, I mean, yeah, definitely for like a company like that. I mean, you didn't have to worry about like if you went to school and some AND1s, like nobody's really gonna rip on you like that.
Yeah, they'll definitely rip you to shreds now because now the AND1s in Walmart, they just look like fake Jordans.
Yeah, yeah, they AND1. I mean, they had some pretty nice, some pretty good gear with AND1.
Yeah, I like the shirts because the shirts always had a smart ass quote
Yeah.
on them. Whoever that faceless dude was, he was a smart ass.
I mean, that was a very ingenious logo to do too.
Yeah.
A dude playing basketball. It's kind of made you like a street version of the NBA logo.
Mhm. I ain't never even think about that until now.
What?
It does look like it looks just like the NBA logo, no face or nothing.
Yeah, just street version. Which Jerry West, that's the NBA logo.
Yeah.
He's saying he don't want to be the logo anymore.
I mean, they're probably gonna change it to Kobe.
They shouldn't. I think what they should do, because I think they need to start honoring a bunch of these players. Like I think they need to make the logo Larry Bird and Magic Johnson.
Yeah, I mean,
I think they need to make it that picture of them like boxing each other out for that rebound.
Yeah,
I think they should do that, and I think they need to name some kind of award after Michael Jordan.
It's gotta be Finals MVP, but they already got it for Bill Russell though. But I feel like it should be.
I don't think it's named after Bill. Is it named after Bill Russell?
Yeah, I think it's the MVP, the Finals MVP trophy is named after Bill Russell. They changed that like.
Well, they should change the MVP trophy to like Michael Jordan or something.
Yeah, the Larry O'Brien.
Well,
that's the trophy.
Yeah.
Well, what do they call it? What's the MVP trophy?
I don't even know. But I think they should give some kind of award to Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know,
scoring title or something.
Well, I think his impact more than scoring though.
Yeah, true. But he did win a lot of scoring titles.
Yeah, I mean, granted, yeah, he won a shit ton of them. But he needs to have like something to deal with the finals, because you can't go 6-0. Like the Michael Jordan finals or something like that, Michael Jordan Bowl or something.
Yeah.
Something with I think he deserves it.
I agree.
Because I mean, you just don't. And yes, fuck you, Kendrick Perkins, because LeBron's not the GOAT. Michael Jordan is.
Yeah, he on the payroll, so
I mean, this man turning like the LeBron James hip hop butler.
Pretty much, he's his Memphis Bleak, his spliff star.
Maybe he needs it. So Kendrick Perkins act like he came from AND1 or something like that. LeBron gave him a chance. Because man, some of the things I hear Kendrick Perkins saying. Like not to get too much of a tirade on Kendrick Perkins. I remember this man. He was like talking about, LeBron's the GOAT, and just to let you, because they were, I guess that list of best players of all time or whatever. He was like, just to remind y'all, LeBron did just pass Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant for the all-time scoring list. I'm like, dude, do you realize like that don't have anything to do with anything just because you pass somebody on the scoring list?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said before. LeBron is 17 seasons in, and he still hasn't done what half of what Michael Jordan has done. And Jordan did this in 11 seasons. So,
and if you're going off basically stats like that, hell, Karl Malone's the greatest player of all time.
Yeah,
because he's the second leading scorer of all time, and he's got more rebounds than Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant and LeBron James. So
yeah, they always switch the change the goalposts for LeBron. It's just really sad.
I just don't understand how you could lose 6 finals and be the GOAT.
Exactly. I don't understand that either. It's like, see, when it comes to LeBron, people congratulate coming in second place.
Yeah, like that's what. And then try to make awards for him too.
Yeah,
like I can't remember. It was Rachel Nichols talking about we should have the MVP and then also best player in the game award. And it's like,
isn't that the same thing?
Are you just a dumbass?
Yeah.
Like, so you're gonna give basically the same award to 2 different people. Like, because I remember they were talking about it that one year with like Russell Westbrook. I think when he won his MVP,
which he didn't deserve.
yeah, that's probably should have been James Harden's.
Yeah.
But they were just like somebody was like, that's the stupidest idea for an award ever. Like, they'd be like, you know, if you give the MVP to Russell Westbrook, it'd be like, well, if I'm the MVP, how am I not the best player in the game?
Exactly.
And if you give the best player in the game award to LeBron James, it'd be like, well, if I'm the best player in the game, how am I not the MVP?
Yeah, it's just anything to try to give LeBron another title, another accomplishment. I don't understand it for real. ESPN's always got this love thing going on with LeBron, man. It's been going on since '03. I don't know what they got going on, but that's the reason why I don't really watch ESPN like that or even take what they say seriously anymore.
Basically.
Yeah.
But getting back to And1. Yeah, these tours, they lasted for that long though. Like 2002, 2008, like that's pretty that's good for, as long as they last. And these tours also went worldwide too. So, when you start getting international money, that's a game changer right there.
Yeah, I know they made plenty money in China, man.
Well, I don't think they went to China.
They didn't go to China?
No, they went to Japan.
Okay. Cause I thought for sure they went.
Well, China wasn't really big into basketball yet.
Not in the 2000s.
Like, they really didn't start going They went worldwide, like, I think maybe once or twice. But mainly the places they were going were like, China probably wasn't gonna show up anyway unless it was like big stars.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they were good. I remember watching it. They were like in France, Australia. They went down there, Brazil, Puerto Rico. I think Italy. I think those are the places I remember them. And maybe England. I don't know. I can't remember England, but I definitely remember France. But it was pretty cool. Especially when you start going international with it. Like when you go international, that's a game changer money wise. That means your pocket's really getting filled.
Mm-hmm.
And people like really watched it. Like I think the international people I think they sold more tickets like internationally than they did over here.
Yeah, like people across the world, they just love to see black people hoop.
Well, it was just I don't even think.
Look at somebody like Stephon Marbury. He went over to China, and he's like the Michael Jordan over there.
Well, I don't even know if it was really that. I think it was just that different style of basketball over there. Seeing that, like, it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
Because people forget how big basketball is, like, worldwide.
Yeah, worldwide. Like I said earlier, China, man, they love basketball, man. They love
well, because
AI.
of Yao Ming.
Yeah, but they really do love, like, AI, man, and Stephon Marbury and, players like that. They get a lot of love over there.
Yeah. Kobe Bryant.
Kobe's another one. Yeah, Steph,
Yeah, Klay Thompson, too.
Yeah, because he signed to Antra.
Yeah.
That Chinese shoe company, yeah.
Yeah, I know all the NBA players were high when Daryl Morey said what he said.
Oh,
when he made that tweet.
Shoot,
them people, they started apologizing left and right.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I thought y'all was supposed to be so woke. Yeah.
Yeah.
When it starts affecting your bottom line, then you start shutting up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what they say, go woke, go broke.
Well, no, going woke is big business now.
Not really, because it just depends on what you represent. Like if you doing the wrong thing, like it definitely come back to bite you. Like look at Gillette. Remember that commercial they put out?
Gillette.
Like
the shaving company?
Yeah. Remember that commercial they put
I'm
out?
talking about like individuals.
Individuals. Yeah.
Like Nike. Look at Nike. They went woke and they're reaping the benefits.
Yeah, but Nike wasn't gonna take no big hit anyway. They up there, so they can do whatever, say whatever. I mean, what else are you gonna wear? You know what I mean? Like they pretty much got a they've been having a chokehold on the shoe game for years.
Yeah, but yeah, it's definitely it definitely was a game changer. And1 going international because it's just like wow, you see that happening, you're just like dang, like
Yeah.
And I remember, I think I was watching an interview with like the professor, and he was just like, yeah, like pretty much as soon as I got to the tour, done with like his first tour, where he won the contract, it was like pretty much like as soon as like it was maybe like a couple weeks after like he got done with that tour, like they went straight overseas, and it was just like wow, because I mean the tour probably ended what maybe like July. I think it went on longer than that. Like I
Probably
guess
like August, maybe September.
yeah, probably like August, and then a couple weeks, and you pretty much going right overseas. It's like dang,
Yeah.
like I don't know if I could do it.
Yeah, I know that's a toll on the body, man.
Yeah, it's just pretty wild.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyone definitely had a very big impact. I think in basketball. What do you think caused the death of anyone?
Um, I don't know. I think just people just want to move on to the next thing. You know, like every what's it called? Every fad has his shelf life. You know what I mean? I think people just kind of just want to do wanted to get into other things. But I
What?
wanted to say this. And one, it really just kind of like was a part of like the I guess the one of the negative things. It kind of made like a me first type of attitude to players. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
I definitely see that.
more players were like more going more ISO and trying to
Made things more flashy,
make things more flashy.
looking good.
That they didn't have to. You know what I mean? Like you look at somebody like Stephon Marbury, like when he was in with the Nets, and then he was an all-star, but they didn't make the playoffs. They traded him, and then they get Jason Kidd, who's actually fundamentally sound. They make the finals.
Yeah,
So,
2 years in a row
2 years in a
with
row.
nobody's.
Yeah.
Nobody ever talks about that.
Not at all.
But yeah, I mean, I think one of the deaths of it was just simply the NBA got more exciting.
Yeah.
Because I mean, around this time you started really having like by this time like LeBron got into the league, like Kobe was really coming into his own. T Mac, he was pretty exciting. You kind of get rid of because most of those players that like Steve Francis and Stephon Marbury, they were like pretty much on their way out.
Yeah.
I think Chris Paul came in around that time. Like, when did he get drafted?
He got drafted like either 04, 05.
Yeah, so he was in the league at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was just simply that. I think NBA just kind of caught up, kind of like was able to really mix like a lot of their highlights in there.
Yeah. Because, I mean, as far as like viewership, like it picked up, NBA viewership picked up like 08 when the Celtics and the Lakers played each other.
Yeah. I just think that's just really, and it's kind of convenient too that's like last time that anyone had a tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's what just kind of like was the last blow. Like they kind of NBA kind of caught up to them. It's kind of like the NBA and ABA when I mean the ABA like it was like doing really good in the beginning, but then it really started like deteriorating towards the end, and then kind of got merged into the NBA. Which I mean, obviously, anyone to get merged into the NBA.
David Stern would have hated that. He would have had a long talk with all them.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of what kind of caused it. I think the NBA just got more exciting.
Yeah.
You started seeing a lot more highlight plays. People getting dunked on, and people getting crossed, and all that stuff. Because I mean, you started having people with like a lot more better handles coming in.
Yeah, definitely.
And just a lot more athletic. But I think that was one of the blows that really hurt.
Yeah, I can see that. I just kind of looked at it just like it's like a fad.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I think that definitely has some merit to it too. Like I definitely like I put what you said like probably number one, and then like what I said, number 2.
Yeah.
Because I mean, yeah, it definitely wasn't something that was gonna last.
Yeah, 'cause like, I mean, I didn't even know it lasted till '08. I thought that probably stopped around like '06 or something like that. 'Cause that's probably around the time when I stopped watching. I stopped watching around like I think like '06. 'Cause I just just kind of lost interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I watched it until like Hot Sauce left because I think he left in '07. Because yeah, that's probably pretty much the last time I watched it. But it was a good little run they had.
Great run.
Yeah, you definitely can't knock a. I mean, from coming from selling T-shirts out the trunk to at the peak of where they were at, an ESPN deal, which I mean ESPN just hands out contracts left and right for TV deals, which kind of is now is biting them in the ass.
Yeah, they lost a lot of money.
Yeah, because nobody's watching TV anymore, and nobody's watching these garbage ass games.
Yeah, I haven't watched I mean, I'll be watching clips on YouTube, but I haven't watched a full episode of First Take or any of those shows in a long time.
Yeah, like I mean, honestly, I don't even watch the NBA games when they're on TV, unless they're all like on TNT.
I mean, I watch them
unless it's like a playoff game.
Yeah, I watch them, but it's like sometimes it does get a little boring just seeing motherfuckers pick and pop all night long.
Yeah, then you never know who's gonna be sitting out because of load management.
Yeah,
which.
That's the weakest shit in the world to me because, like, if you look at somebody like Jordan, his last dance with the Bulls, 35 years old, play every single game. Yeah. Every single game in the playoffs. What's y'all's excuse?
And y'all are making probably twice as what Michael Jordan was making at that time.
Exactly.
Like, Michael Jordan's contract now, like, back then, it's like an average contract now. Yeah. like, it's crazy. Just to think about this like load management stuff. But that probably will be a show we'll do one day.
Yeah.
About this load management stuff. But got anything else to say about And1 basketball?
Nah, man, other than, it was just a fun time, man. But it had its positives and its negatives, but overall, it was nice to see. Nice to see how creative people can be with the basketball.
Yeah, definitely. Well, that's the end of our show. We're gonna call this a wrap.